U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has emphasized continued strong support for Ukraine during NATO talks in Brussels. As President-elect Donald Trump prepares to return to the White House in January, Blinken stated that the U.S. is working to ensure Ukraine has the resources it needs, whether it continues fighting or chooses to negotiate. Blinken highlighted that the U.S. aims to give Ukraine a strong position, providing weapons, money, and mobilized forces if needed.
To engage in a negotiation, and that assumes, of course, that
Hungary's foreign minister has warned that bringing Ukraine into NATO's ranks would be a tantamount to initiating World War III. The meeting of NATO foreign ministers came as Russia makes advances on the battlefield in Ukraine, while Kyiv's Western supporters seek to improve its position before Trump takes office in January. Kyiv sees NATO membership as an essential condition for bringing an end to the war. NATO foreign affairs ministers are convening for a second day in Brussels to discuss the alliance's support to Ukraine. On Tuesday, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte sidestepped questions about Ukraine's possible membership in the military alliance, saying that the priority now must be to strengthen the country's hand in any future peace talks with Russia by sending it more weapons. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has said NATO allies must provide enough support to Ukraine to change the conflict's trajectory. Rutte added that allies are working to deliver on the final pledge of 40 billion euros in security assistance for Ukraine in 2024. He said the alliance discussed additional measures to provide critical ammunition and air defenses as Russia intensifies its offensive in eastern Ukraine. Russia seized two more settlements in Ukraine over the past 24 hours, while Ukraine said that the situation on the front line remains tense. The Russian Defense Ministry said it targeted Ukrainian energy, military and equipment sites, shooting down numerous UAVs. Russian troops also continued strikes in Kursk. Meanwhile, Ukraine's general staff reported over 100 clashes with Russian forces, mainly around Kharkov and Pokrovsk, while President Zelensky confirmed that the situation remained tense. Czech's Foreign Minister Jan Lipavsky has said that up to 100 suspicious incidents in Europe this year can be attributed to Russia. He said that of the 500 suspicious incidents reported in Europe this year, up to 100 can be attributed to Russian hybrid attacks, espionage, and influence operations. He added that the alliance countries need to strongly signal to Moscow that it won't be tolerated.
So this is my message for today. We have to.
South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has lifted a martial law he has earlier declared after the parliament voted for its blocking. Yoon said he had no choice but to resort to such a measure to safeguard the free and constitutional order, stating that opposition parties had taken the parliamentary process hostage, throwing the country into a crisis. The surprise move sent shockwaves throughout the country. On the other hand, South Korean Defense Minister Kim Yong-hyun has offered to resign over the turmoil caused by the brief imposition of martial law by his close ally, the president. Kim said in a statement that he deeply regrets takes full responsibility for the confusion and concern caused to the public regarding the measure. He added that he submitted his resignation to the president. Yoon's chief of staff and more than 10 senior secretaries to the president have submitted their resignations. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law on Tuesday but reversed the decision 6 hours later after Parliament rejected it. This sparked a political crisis and international concern.